I can't see.
Can you not?
No.
Can you not see me? I...
I think it's okay.
No, I've gone blind. I can't see. If these walls could talk, they'd order a martini, where experiences are shaken, not staged.
Martini of the episode. What's that?
Okay.
Tell me about that.
Well, I'm deviating a little bit from the martini because I went to Terranea Resort. I think I shared with you I was going down there for a site visit with a client. We get down there and the president of Terranea, his name is Mr. Grippo, and he has a drink on the bar menu in the lobby, and it's called the Grippo. And I have to tell you, it looks and sounded delicious. So this episode is dedicated to the Grippo. It's tequila, Carpano Bianco, Carpano Annica, and orange bitters.
So tell me about the resort.
Okay, so the resort, it's down in Palos Verdes, and it sits on the Pacific Ocean, and it is stunning. You're driving along the coastline to get there. And by the way, you know how I love my airports being so close.
Oh my gosh, yes you do.
I don't love LAX, but this flying in this time was really easy. I was super scared with the TSA. Debacle and stuff with everything that's going on.
Okay.
But it was easy. It was super easy. So from LAX, we had a private driver that met us, and that was easy. Your name's down at baggage. You walk down, jump in the car, off you go. It was 40 minutes, and it was a beautiful drive out, in the coast. But you're driving through some of these neighborhoods, and I'm the type of person when I'm driving out there, I'm like, how much would that cost?
Oh, okay.
What is real estate out there? So I was with Michelin, and I'll talk about Michelin as we, move through the episode with Pixel Productions. But I said, hey, Mish, look up what the real estate is. And she goes, okay, well, on this side, it starts at 10 mil. But on this side, it's 3 mil. And so we just kind of cracked up, just one street, and you've got, completely different pricing and vibes. Yep. So I love that as well. It's more that comfort feeling and home, but you drive in and you've just got this beautiful resort that sits right on the Pacific Ocean.
That. Yeah. I would like to live on the coastline and all that, with the expensive houses and the beach.
Oh, I'm sure you will. Yep. You're right there. You're starting out. You're gonna be living there. I can't wait to come visit.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
I will invite you, Caitlin, as well.
You better make sure that we do have it on record. So I'm gonna take you up on that.
Oh yeah, don't worry.
And for our listeners, we do have Caitlin who's doing a little filming today. You cannot see her. We will add a photo of Caitlin, but that's right why. Here. Yeah, that's why Aiden's like, and we'll invite Caitlin. He didn't want to leave anybody out. You're such a nice guy.
I know.
Oh, I know. Toot toot. Okay. So when we got there, the person that I was working with, that I am working with, Francesca, amazing. She's one of those people that I have a true partnership with now. When I started calling, her and looking at other hotels, she was by far the person who picked up the phone. She had the best follow through, best ideas, and it really became something of more of that high touch and seamless service and stuff. Which again, we talk about this. I don't feel like it's the norm anymore, which I hate. But she and I were able to work through this incredible package that was beneficial to my client, big time, and then also to the hotel. What I noticed, and this is kind of crazy because you don't see it that much anymore. Yeah. She had a suit on, and they're not like, a costume suit, but she was dressed how, people in the hotel industry used to be dressed. She looked like $1 million, right?
Really?
And so did the person who was with her. But here you're pulling into this, incredible resort, and then you're greeted by not only the valet team, but you're greeted by somebody who has so much respect for the property, and just believes in tradition waiting for you. And I love that.
Tradition and respect.
I mean, here I show up in my jeans and a, suit jacket. I mean, I had heels on, that
Something.
was something, right?
There you go. A little bit, right?
But again, it's just welcoming when you drive in there. So
Yeah.
I can't wait for you to buy your house and go visit and have lunch at Terranea every single day. But can I tell you something that really made me happy?
Yeah, go ahead.
Have you seen Step Brothers, the movie with Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly?
A long time ago, and I honestly don't quite remember much of it.
Okay, good. I gotta tell you one thing
tell me
that.
something.
Well, number one, it's John Ringer's one of his favorite movies, as well as Garrett
I
Ringer.
have to watch it.
Yeah, you're gonna
Again?
have to watch it. It's really quite funny and silly. But there is one thing that stuck out. When we are walking in the hotel, Francesca says, "Oh, you can see Catalina Island right there." Well, this particular day when we arrived, I think I brought the Pacific Northwest with me because it was gray.
What?
It was raining.
What?
And I'm like, I think she's lying. It was so bad. It was still beautiful, but I'm like, hold up for 5 seconds. So the next morning we get up and we're going to start our official tour. And, our client arrives. So here we walk out there and there was Catalina Island. She goes, well, guess what? It was filmed here.
Oh my gosh.
So there's the part where they're at the Catalina wine mixer.
Yeah.
And they are on the lawn. And John C. Reilly and Will Ferrell, and they're, John C. Reilly's on the drums. And, anyway, you've got to watch it.
Okay.
But
Noted.
it made this whole incredible experience even more fun. Right.
Yeah.
And I think we'll probably put that into some of our marketing when we're, trying to launch the registration site, because who doesn't want to come and see the, space where the California wine mixer was filmed. Right. But I do think Terranea could be one of my favorites right now. Yeah.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any martini in a coat closet moments for you?
I had no coat closet moments at
okay.
Terranea, which that's a big deal, right?
Yeah, you usually always have.
I
some
always
sort of
have something. I
coat
mean,
closet.
sometimes it can be boring without that coat closet moment. But again, I say it at times, I really like it when I don't have a coat closet moment and I can actually be in public with my client or the hotel sales manager, and we can be sharing some libations together.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So guess what?
What's up? So
Yeah, go ahead.
you came back.
Yeah.
And then where'd you go?
I went down to the Allison Inn and Resort.
Okay,
That's
where's that?
in Newburgh, Oregon.
Oh.
Right. Well, again, when you hit that 21 range, you've got to go to the Allison Inn and Spa.
Maybe you'll take me there.
Okay, yes. We'll have to film or record a Martini and Coke Closet MICC down there, because it's a 3-hour drive from, like 3.5 from Seattle, or you can fly into Portland. Favorite airport.
Favorite airport.
PDX. And then it's only like 30 to 40 minutes to get from the airport to the Allison Inn and Spa. It really is a perfect spot for a board retreat. So if we have clients that are 20 people, or we have clients that are up to 100 people, this space is beautiful. You're surrounded by vineyards. You walk in and it's got that lodge vibe. The rooms are huge, and they all have these really big soaking tubs. They have patios. That you have snacks when you get in there. As a matter of fact, I found my favorite snack, and it's
those gummy.
no, they're from no.
Oh, it's
no.
not that. Oh
No,
my
I'm
gosh, you have a
moving
whole big
away
bag
from the
of them in
nerd
there.
clusters. I know.
No.
I'm moving into a fruit. Sisters is the name
Fruit
of it.
Sisters.
It's Sisters, and it's dried apples, and they have like a blackberry dried apple flavor. They have Honey Crisp. Anyway, I found this company by staying there. And I'm not kidding you. On Friday, I ordered up like a huge case of these snacks, and I got home on Sunday, and they were waiting for me.
Oh,
I
bet you're so excited.
I am so excited. I'm just trying to turn a new leaf from the nerd clusters and
There you go.
moving into the healthier dried fruit
Okay,
arena.
good idea. Yeah.
But just, going on from that, I ended up in the spa there. I had a facial, a massage, steam room. Highly recommend it. But again, it's for anybody who wants to get away for the weekend. I would say go to the Allison Inn and Spa. And then for board retreats, you really can't pick a better spot than this. And then you can tie it into doing, wine tasting and excursions that are nearby, because there are a ton of them. And then the staff was, again, spot on. Very kind and welcoming.
Good.
I didn't go through the group sales department. I literally booked this on my own. Had my bestie with me, Angie from Coeur d'Alene, as I call her, Angela from Coeur d'Alene. But we sat out by the fire pits and the Adirondack chairs. We had dinner that night
Nice.
at their restaurant. Woke up the next day, went for a hike. So can't say enough about that place, but very different, going from Palos Verdes, Pacific Ocean, to the Pacific Northwest, Oregon wine country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've talked about your travels to the Pacific Coast and Pacific Northwest, but can we talk partnerships?
Yeah, I love partnerships. Yeah, sure. Partnerships are really the foundation of how we've built Ideas Northwest. We don't just hire our vendors, we like to build relationships. And then when you find the right ones, it kind of changes your perception on the entire event. And the best partnership that we've had is with Pixel Productions. I talk about them from time to time.
Yeah, you do.
And Michelin and her team are absolutely incredible. They're not only our AV team, they're a big part of how we deliver, at the level that we do.
What makes them your favorite?
Oh, my fave. You know what? They listen. They take the time to understand what we're trying to create, and then they come back with ideas that just elevate everything we do. It's not just the creative. They listen first. Listening is huge. And they take the time to understand what we're trying to create, and then they come back with the ideas that elevate everything we do. Not just creative for the sake of it, but they are smart, they're intentional, and, they look at what works in the room, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. The way we work together is easy. This partnership, we pick up the phone, we text, we figure things out in real time. There's no ego. We just always figure out solutions, and that kind of collaboration is everything in this industry.
Yeah, I mean, you're always so calm with this group. You work well with this group, and you always just have good things to say.
Yeah, I feel like that too. And that's because they are, right? From a trust standpoint, we don't think twice. I know that I can trust everything that they do. When we're on site and things get busy or stressful, Mish and her team, they're calm, they're focused, they make us look good to our clients, which, let's be honest, that's the goal.
Yep.
And I think over time, it just becomes more than just a working relationship. They become our friends. And honestly, they feel like family at this point. And when you find partners like that, you keep them close. And, there's a reason they're the only production team that we travel with, or that, we lean on. So that's
like
a little bit about, our partnerships. And what we've done today? We've talked about the Pacific Coast, Terranea. We've talked about the Pacific Northwest, the Allison, and now we've talked about Pixel. So I think today is all about the 3 Ps.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
I know.
I love that.
Okay, good.
You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and soon to be on Spotify.
I can't wait to really get our listeners and followers to share this podcast. It's event planning, but it's also a little bit of fun, and it's just learning some different things that is just easy listening, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I hope it's easy listening.
Fun.
This is Stacy Ringer and
Aiden Sawicki.
you've been listening to Martinis in a Coat Closet. Cheers to ideas and martinis.